I wanted to learn the martial arts. I wanted to learn healing, herbology. You know, in other words, if somebody comes up to me and calls me any name he wants to and talks about my mama.
What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? In martial arts, few matchups could be more intriguing than the collision between the devastating striking power of Muay Thai legend Buakaw Banchamek and the joint-locking mastery of Aikido's Hollywood icon, Steven Seagal. It's not just a clash of techniques, it's a battle between two completely opposite philosophies of combat. One fighter built his legacy on aggressive forward pressure and brutal strikes, while the other made his name with fluid movements and devastating counter techniques. Welcome back to Fight Legends Unleashed, where we break down the most fascinating martial arts matchups in history. Today, we're diving deep into a hypothetical clash that has martial arts fans divided. Steven Seagal versus Buakaw Banchamek, Aikido versus Muay Thai. In this analysis, we'll break down the technical aspects of both fighting styles, examine how they would interact in real combat, and reveal surprising details about both martial artists that many fans don't know. Aikido, as mastered and demonstrated by Seagal, represents a sophisticated system built on the principle of harmony and redirection. It's a martial art that doesn't meet force with force, but rather blends with an attacker's energy to neutralize them. Seagal's particular interpretation of Aikido, showcased both in his dojos and on screen, emphasizes practical application and decisive control through joint manipulation. In stark contrast, Muay Thai, especially in Buakaw's hands, is the epitome of scientific aggression. Known as the art of 8 limbs, it transforms the human body into a comprehensive weapon, using fists, elbows, knees, and shins to systematically break down opponents. What makes this style particularly interesting in this matchup is its emphasis on close-range combat, the very range where Aikido's techniques are designed to be most effective. Buakaw's fighting arsenal represents the pinnacle of Muay Thai evolution. His approach to combat isn't just about raw power. It's about tactical sophistication combined with devastating technique. His round kick, perhaps his most famous weapon, has felled countless opponents not just through its bone-crushing power, but through its perfect tactical deployment. Buakaw doesn't just throw techniques, he constructs elaborate traps, using feints and combinations to force opponents into vulnerable positions. What many casual observers miss about Buakaw's style is his mastery of distance control. He's developed an uncanny ability to stay just outside his opponent's range while remaining close enough to launch his own attacks. This skill, honed through hundreds of professional fights, makes him particularly dangerous against grappling-based styles that require closing distance to be effective. While less seen in competitive contexts, Seagal's Aikido offers its own sophisticated approach to combat. His particular style emphasizes practical application over ceremonial form, focusing on techniques that can neutralize an attack in real-world situations. What sets Seagal's Aikido apart is his emphasis on atomy, which means striking, to set up his joint locks and throws. The experience differential between these two fighters presents one of the most fascinating aspects of this matchup. Buakaw's record of over 270 professional fights represents an almost unprecedented depth of combat experience. Each of these encounters has contributed to his evolution as a fighter, helping him develop solutions to every conceivable fighting style and situation. His battles in K1, Muay Thai stadiums, and various international competitions have forged him into one of the most battle-tested fighters in martial arts history. Seagal's experience, while different in nature, shouldn't be underestimated. His years teaching Aikido in Japan, where he became the first foreigner to operate an Aikido dojo, involved countless hours of practical application against various attacks. Traditional Aikido training, especially at the level Seagal achieved, requires defending against multiple attackers in weapons scenarios that develop a unique kind of situational awareness and reactive ability. When analyzing this unique matchup between two vastly different martial arts approaches, we must first consider the critical factor that could determine everything: distance control. Buakaw's mastery of distance is legendary in the fighting world. His expert use of the teep, which is essentially a push kick, to maintain perfect striking range has devastated opponents throughout his career, creating an immediate challenge for Seagal's Aikido, which traditionally requires closer range to execute its techniques. For Aikido to work effectively, Seagal would need to close this distance without absorbing Buakaw's devastating strikes, a fundamental challenge that could define the entire fight. The opening moments of this hypothetical clash would likely see Buakaw establishing his range with precise jabs and teeps, following his typical strategy of testing reactions with quick jabs while using leg kicks to limit mobility. This methodical approach has been Buakaw's bread and butter throughout his career, setting up his powerful round kicks while looking for opportunities to close distance for his signature elbow strikes. Seagal would need to respond with perfect timing, employing Aikido's principle of redirecting force rather than blocking directly. His challenge would be finding angles to move inside without getting caught by counter strikes, while maintaining a defensive posture that protects against Buakaw's devastating low kicks. If Seagal manages to close the distance, we enter perhaps the most fascinating phase of the fight, the clinch battle. This is where the true style clash would become most apparent. Buakaw is a master of the Muay Thai clinch, known for his devastating knee strikes and quick elbow attacks, combined with superior head control and the ability to create space for strikes. However, this close-quarter combat is also where Seagal's Aikido could potentially shine brightest. The close-quarter grappling of Aikido includes sophisticated joint manipulation from the clinch, off-balancing techniques, and throwing opportunities that could prove highly effective if Seagal can establish his preferred grips and positions. One aspect that cannot be ignored in this analysis is raw power and its application through different fighting philosophies. Buakaw's striking power is well documented throughout his career. We've seen him break down seasoned fighters with his leg kicks alone, and his exceptional conditioning allows him to maintain this power throughout extended battles. But Seagal's techniques don't rely on power in the same way. Focusing on redirecting an opponent's energy, his significant size advantage could play a crucial role, especially in clinch situations. Seagal stands at 6'4" compared to Buakaw's 5'9". However, this height difference is a double-edged sword, as it also presents Buakaw with perfect targeting for his powerful low kicks, which could severely impact Seagal's mobility and ability to execute his techniques effectively. Looking at both fighters' histories, we can identify key moments that would likely determine the outcome of this clash. Buakaw's low kicks have historically been a game-changer. His ability to chop down opponents' legs would be particularly effective against Aikido's stance-dependent techniques. Seagal's traditional Aikido stance, while excellent for executing throws and locks, leaves the lead leg vulnerable to devastating kicks. For Seagal to be successful, he would need to find the perfect timing to execute his techniques. The problem: Buakaw's combination of striking leaves very small windows of opportunity. His ability to chain together punches, kicks, knees, and elbows makes it extremely difficult to find that perfect moment for an Aikido counter. This is where Buakaw's professional fighting experience becomes crucial. We've seen him maintain intense pressure for multiple rounds in hundreds of professional fights. His cardiovascular conditioning is legendary, having fought through 5-round wars against the world's best strikers. After analyzing all aspects of this matchup, here's how we see it playing out. In the early moments, Buakaw would establish his range with jabs and teeps, gradually breaking down Seagal's mobility with low kicks. The height and reach advantage Seagal possesses would initially seem beneficial, but it would actually make him more vulnerable to Buakaw's low kicks and body attacks. While Seagal's Aikido techniques could potentially end the fight if executed perfectly, the sheer speed and variety of Buakaw's attacks would make finding the right moment extremely difficult. The relentless pressure of Buakaw's striking would force Seagal to spend most of his time defending rather than looking for counters. The decisive factor would likely be Buakaw's leg kicks. Even if Seagal could defend against the upper body strikes, the consistent damage to his legs would gradually compromise his ability to execute Aikido techniques effectively. Once his mobility is compromised, Buakaw's combination striking would become even more dangerous. While both martial artists are masters of their respective styles, this matchup demonstrates why pressure-tested techniques often prevail in cross-disciplinary encounters. Buakaw's combination of speed, power, and proven effectiveness against resistant opponents would likely prove too much for even the most skilled Aikido practitioner. This isn't just about individual skill. It's about the fundamental nature of both fighting styles. Muay Thai has evolved through countless competitive battles, while Aikido's focus on harmony and defensive techniques, while valuable, hasn't been tested in the same way. What do you think about this matchup? Would Seagal's Aikido have a better chance under different rules or conditions? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more martial arts analysis.